Live with Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports prevent. Live with Ches, live up next. Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Live with Ches. I'm your humble host, Cameron Chester. And today, we're talking NFL. We're talking the big game. The big game, Super Bowl 58, was a unique Super Bowl. First Super Bowl ever in Las Vegas. Most viewed Super Bowl ever. The big game had a slow start. Both defenses showed up early, dominated in the second half. Second half, both offenses woke up. However, an extra quarter was needed and things went into overtime. Did Kyle Shanahan make a mistake picking up and receiving the ball first in overtime, or not going for it on fourth down? Or did greatness show up again when the Chiefs scored the touchdown and ended the game? The Kansas City Chiefs defeated the San Francisco 49ers 25-22. Yes, the game started slow, but when it ended, it had a suspense, it had drama. Patrick Mahomes found Mecole Hardman wide open, and that's all she wrote. The three-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes threw 34 for 46, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 9 carries, 66 yards rushing, QBR 75.8, rating 99.3. Travis Kelce had 9 receptions, 93 yards. But like I said during my prediction, I picked the Chiefs, side note, to win also. But like I said, the Chiefs needed their wide receivers to show up. And you saw in the first half when they were asleep, they couldn't do anything. They had 3 points. But when they woke up, Mecole Hardman, Rashee Rice, and MVS, they did their thing and they won. They won. I'll show love to the tight ends. Justin Watson and Noah Gray contributed highly, but Chiefs needed their wide receivers to step up, and they did in the fourth quarter, including overtime. But let me give you the real heroes of the game. Not disrespecting Mahomes, but you got to give a big applause to Steve Spagnuolo and the Kansas City's defense. Shout out to Nick Bolton, Missouri product, helping the Missouri team. Top 3 linebacker in the league, now that y'all see it. Justin Reed, Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis, and of course, Chris Jones, dominating. There's a lot more to name, a lot more stars to name that contributed, but I'm going to say first, since I haven't seen anyone else say it, no one expected this Chiefs defense to be that dominant. This season, no one expected them to be that dominant, especially after giving up 30 points in last year's Super Bowl. Coach Spagnuolo deserves his flowers for shutting down a red-hot 49ers offense. Brock Purdy played great. He looked poised in the first half, no fear, no nervousness in his eyes. He looked calm and composed until Spagnuolo started to send that heat and Chris Jones chasing after him. The 49ers lost this game when all they needed was to convert a 3rd and 5 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. If the 49ers would have converted that 3rd and 5 and gained that first down, it would have been game. If Shanahan would have gone for it, I totally would have understood it. I know he would get some repercussions from it, but at that point, you just gotta go for it. You can't give the ball back to Pat with so much time left. And look what happened when you did. They went down and got a field goal in overtime. The situation would be risky. I would have gone for it personally. I would have gone for it. You're stuck with a double-edged sword. Kick the field goal, hope for overtime. Look what happened. You go for it, and you don't convert it, and you get the ball back to Pat, and that's probably game. It's probably game. But if you convert it with your best play, and you're supposed to be this offensive genius, by the way, the trophy would be yours. But no, you chose to receive, and when they stopped you on 3rd down again, you didn't go for it, and you gave the ball back to Pat, and he ended the game. Come on. You gotta step up and grow some balls like Dan Campbell. I'm not saying go for it every time like Dan, but this was the time when you needed to go for the kill. Steve Wilkes did his job. The defense had Mahomes down to only 3 points in the first half. But besides McCaffrey's fumble, you only had 10 points. 10 points? I'm blaming Shanahan for this loss, and now he's 0-3 in the Super Bowl. I hope Dre Greenlaw is okay. That was sad to see such a good player go down. Shout out to CMC. Yes, he fumbled, but he played his heart out there. 80 yards rushing and 80 yards receiving. First player ever in the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy deserves his respect. He played great on the big stage. 23 for 38, 255 yards, 1 TD, rating 89.3, no turnovers. Created a lead early on the Chiefs. Mr. Irrelevant was almost a champion, but his coach was too scared to step on the pedal and made an error giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes with so much time and picking to go for it first in overtime. This season was interesting. It wasn't the greatest, it wasn't the worst. This season to me had no flair. A lot of injuries to stars, Rodgers and Burrow, but some stars started to shine, CJ Stroud and Puka Nacua. Teams were supposed to make noise until ultimately failed and left their fans in disgust, Cowboys and Eagles. Teams we thought early in the season played well would show something but crumbled, Jaguars and Seahawks. Teams that said look out for us next season, Packers and Lions. Finally, teams that play high level all season and everyone expected them to take the crown, but fell short again when they saw the champs. Bills, Ravens, and 49ers. They did it again, folks. We're in a dynasty again. If you're a fan of another NFL team, get ready to see Pat and the Cheese in 2 more Super Bowls at least. And that's going to be all, folks. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think in the comments. It's been Live with Ches.
Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports we're best. Live with Ches, live up next.